You ready to send it, cuz?
Yeet, yeet.
Send it. Welcome to Send It John Boats. If you like mud motors, John boats, and things that just make you want to yell,
Yeet, yeet.
then make sure that you don't miss any of our upcoming videos. Go right down here, hit that subscribe button, and the little bell thingy right next to it. So say hello to Project Gravedigger. This is going to be the world's first ever Casket to John Boat conversion video series. So I'm Chris from Send It John Boats. This is Anthony from Top Gun John Boats. So we're gonna be collaborating on this project together. This is the first time anybody's ever done anything like this. I searched all over the internet, all over YouTube, couldn't find anybody that had done a Casket to John Boat conversion. So let's tell them the story about how this project came about.
Yeah, so basically, my boss is like the Craigslist king. He's always trying to find something for free, and it's like a hobby of his, I feel. And so he was on Craigslist Atlanta, and I guess he came across an ad for free caskets. I reached out to the guy on Craigslist. He reached out to the guy on Craigslist, we both emailed it and never heard anything back. Don't know if it's real or a scam or what.
Yeah.
And then I think you went down the rabbit hole.
So I reached out to some friends and was able to get a hold of a location on a casket. Now this one is, I got a great deal on it. Slightly used, one owner, mint condition.
And I actually just saw a little bit of creepy stuff inside of it.
Yeah, it's definitely been used
before.
But I do want to give a big shout out to Young Funeral Home in Atlanta, Georgia. Thank you guys very much for helping me locate this casket. If you're ever in the need for casket services or like funeral services or something, definitely check out the guys over at Young Funeral Homes in Atlanta, Georgia. Good folks, good folks.
Right.
And they were the only ones that didn't laugh at me when I called and said, hey, can I buy a casket and turn it into a boat?
Yeah.
So in all seriousness, if you haven't been casket shopping recently, these things are not cheap. You could almost buy like a cheap car for what a low end one of these costs. So I do seriously want to give a shout out to Young Funeral Home. Thank you guys very much for helping out with this project.
And I want to give a shout out to you for having the gonads to actually take on a project like this, because guys, I got a lot of crazy ideas in my mind. I just don't have the time or money to necessarily pursue them, and I'm glad we're friends.
Absolutely. And if you were one of the people on Interstate 20 East last Friday when I picked this thing up and you gave me a weird look, shame on you. I wasn't doing anything bad. I was making a boat.
You know, and when you see a casket, you don't think, oh, that guy's going home to DIY a casket to John Boat mod. You really think that, especially in your truck, which is, I call his truck single cab porn, because it's a single cab Ram with some mud tires on it. When you see this bearded fella going down the road with a casket in the back, that's not your first thought.
Yeah, well, so we're going to talk about the plans for this boat. We went over a couple of different design ideas we got with one of our really close friends who gave us some pointers on how we should go about this, because we have no clue what we're doing. We've never done this before.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody has.
And, you know, I haven't done a whole lot of research on the interwebs as far as a casket to John Boat mod, but, you know, what immediately hit me off the top of the head was obviously making some sort of a hole to go underneath it. And from there, there's a couple different directions that we can go. And so we talked to Nate.
Yep, we talked to Nate over at Nate's Custom Boats. Hey, Nate!
If you guys follow my channel, you'll know that I've worked with Nate in the past on the Top Gun Porta-John. He did my custom float pods. He does a lot of phenomenal aluminum fabrication, and he's built some really awesome boats. And he's one of my sponsors, and he's going to be working with Send It John Boats as well. And so we talked to Nate about possibly one route we could go is actually to do an all aluminum hull. The other option,
yeah, the other one we talked about, which I think we're going to wind up going with, is actually making the hull out of foam. That pink, like, insulation foam is really getting popular on YouTube for building boats out of, and then people put like a fiberglass resin and fiberglass it in, and then you basically smooth it out, and then you can paint it like whatever you want. I think we're going to try to stick with like the 4 foot wide by 8 foot long size. That'll give us like a kind of a base, and then we can just kind of shape it to look like a John boat.
Yeah, one of the main things is figuring out what we need for buoyancy underneath it, and you mentioned, and Nate even mentioned, we need to go wider than what the Casket is.
This thing's only like just barely wide, and like when I got inside of it for the intro, like I was like really in there. It's not comfortable.
I mean, it is literally big enough to fit a body. So it's I mean,
is that your best one for the day?
So I mean, it's only about 2 foot wide, guys. So we want to go 4 foot wide, just so we don't flip this thing, kicking up rooster tails around the lake. I don't know what kind of outboards you want to run on it. Primarily electric only guy. So I'm going to run a e-propulsion outboard on it and try to get that going in an electric lake possibly. I know you're a mud motor guy.
We're going to run a long tail on this one. I don't know what size yet. I got to see how much weight it can float, but I definitely want to see this thing scooting across the lake with a big old rooster tail coming off the back of it.
I want to run it for looks without dying, but you, I think, want to run it
to the max.
Try to die. So it's going to be something different on your channel.
Hey, but if I do, I got the Casket covered. That's like half the funeral cost. Y'all are good.
If you go down in the Casket, then it could be a burial at sea.
Absolutely. Great point.
Yep.
Paint job.
Paint job.
The whole reason that I'm calling this Project Gravedigger is because we're going to paint this like the Gravedigger monster truck.
That's right. It'll be a tiny boat version of the Gravedigger.
Tiny boat Gravedigger.
Yeah. Interesting concept, guys.
Yee. So we're really excited about this project. I think it's going to be a lot of fun, and I cannot wait to be standing up in this thing with my hand on that mud motor, just going down the lake, baby. We're going to send it.
That's right. We are going to send it.
Also, make sure if you want to check out some really awesome DIY John boat builds, that you check out Anthony's channel, Anthony Jones, Top Gun John Boats. Make sure you subscribe over there as well. He does the coolest shark teeth on the front of your boat. Like, I love your 14-foot boat. It looks amazing.
Aw, thanks, dude.
But definitely check him out. He's got a lot of cool stuff if you're into the more purest bass boat to John boat conversions. Definitely the man to watch right here. Go subscribe. Now we're gonna roll those bloopers here for you in just a second, but let us always take a moment and remember, money can't buy happiness.
But it can buy you a casket.
That you can turn into a boat.
That's right.
Bye, guys.
Just see what kind of looks I get.
Probably something like this.
If you're thinking of dying anytime soon, check out the fine folks at Young Funeral. I don't know what to say. You want me? If you're thinking of dying anytime soon, check out the fine folks at Young Funeral Home for your next casket purchase. Hey, use the code TOPGUN to save 15% off your casket purchase at Young Funeral Home.